How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. I'm here with
Thermite,
my fiance. This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that shit, you can get the fuck off this channel. This is What If, Season 1, Episode 3. What is this? What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Okay.
Okay.
Also, interesting that we're using, like, the animated show term for that.
Like, it's an epithet they use in the comics as well.
Okay. Yeah, we don't familiar with it, so I only know from the show. But okay. But anyway, what if the world lost its mightiest heroes? What does that mean? That's very vague.
Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, this is also, we've talked about this a lot. What the fuck is the Avengers?
Yeah.
Has been unclear since Ultron, I guess?
I'd say Ultron's the first time where, like, we start getting new characters, like, Avengers 2012, very clear.
Yeah.
Immediately after that, it's like, well, are these trainees? Are they Avengers? Are they the new group? Like,
yeah, I always thought,
fuzzy.
See, I was saying after Ultron, like, Ultron, it was still, I got, like, okay, all these people in the Avengers compound are Avengers, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to say, I think, like, after Ultron is when it got confusing.
Okay.
After, like, especially Infinity War and Endgame is when it is like, what the fuck is an Avenger? And in Phase 4, it's been the equally like, what the fuck is an Avenger?
Yeah.
The thing that really trips me up is always that Bucky is not an Avenger, but Falcon is an Avenger.
Yeah.
So, what does this mean? Is it mean losing the Avengers? Does it mean losing, like, the mightiest, like Thor, Captain America, Hulk, and that?
Yeah, because I think this could really take place at any point as well.
Yeah.
Like, this could be a, what if, before Avengers 2012, we lose all of them. Or it could be, like, Civil War or something. Because,
or them dying in 2012.
Yeah, like, Mightiest Heroes does make it very clear, like, it doesn't just have to be a certain group of people who are called the Avengers at some point.
Yeah.
It could also be, like, even if Ant-Man was not introduced, we could just do it hard, like, no Ant-Man or something.
Yeah.
Or alternatively...
And what happens to calls this?
Yeah.
Sorry, alternatively what?
Alternatively, I imagine if the world loses its mightiest heroes, a lot of the not-so-mighty heroes will rise up.
Yeah.
But that still is dependent on, like, well, what determines that? Like, where's the line?
Exactly. Not a whole lot of guessing I could do for this one. I say we just go into it.
Yeah.
If you want to get the full length, check it out on the Patreon below for $4 a month. If you want to get early access, check it out on Patreon below for $4 a month as well. Check it out. Yo, let's get into it. Okay, so, I mean, as he said, much darker one this time.
Seriously.
For sure. Really loves the reveal of it being Hank Pym being the villain.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking great. And he makes an excellent, excellent villain.
Unbelievably good villain. Because, yeah, like, it's all already set up in the main timeline. Like, he hates S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
He, it was disgraced for all those years, doing stuff in secrets. I want to say right off the bat, I adore, in any series, when they do a, like, we've done this and this and this, and obviously this had to happen in this order, but we introduced all these things, like, over the course of the franchise.
Yeah.
And now we're doing something that shows it all still in order. Like, showing that, yeah, Captain Marvel was around at this time, the Ant-Man technology was around at this time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad at least one of the What Ifs did that very distinctly. Also with Fury's Big Week, which is not a thing a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like, the comics, point that out, and, like, it is canon that it all happened in the same week. But this, I think, might be the first, like, core MCU thing, even if it is non-canon,
to, like, really
say, like, yeah, this is all happening at the same time, and all this stuff was still around.
I can't believe they made one of the tie-in comics canon.
Yeah.
But I have to assume, I mean, well, we didn't see anything from that tie-in comic in this, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just the fact that the tie-in comic was about Fury's Big Week.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was already a canon thing.
Yeah, that was already a thing from the movies by itself, just, it's not really said very much in the thing itself.
Yeah.
Just kind of implied.
But yeah, I adore that kind of thing. In any series in the universe, I would want to at least see a montage showing, like, yeah, all these things, this is how it all fell into place.
Yeah.
And so just that alone, regardless of all the what-if stuff, just that made me so satisfied to see it all happening in sequence.
Same. Like, I love whenever we get these recontextualizations, like, going back. And, like, I am a huge fan of retcons. I am. I really like retcons when they're done very well.
Right.
But, like, yeah, I really like oh, this thing's been around for the whole time, so now whenever we have anything from the time period, we'll have that in there. And as long as it doesn't contradict anything,
yeah,
I love it.
Like, when people say they hate retcons, what they usually mean is, like, if you do a whole series, and at the end you say, by the way, vampires have always existed, and they control everything, and here are some characters that have to were vampires, and you go back to those chapters, and it's like, there's no fucking way this person was a vampire.
Yeah. Like, yeah. The retcons people hate are, things that make stuff, how do I put it? The word I just used, but I can't remember the word for now. Makes things not make sense.
Yeah, like they contradict continuity.
Contradict, yes. Retcons that contradict are bad retcons. Retcons that don't contradict, I like them, love them.
Yeah, like, I think this makes a very clear case that, yeah, like, nothing that the MCU has done contradicts anything else. Like, a lot of people have been asking, why didn't Fury bring in Captain Marvel for this or that or that? And it's just like, yeah, well, he didn't need to at any of those points. This shows an instance in which literally all the Avengers have been wiped out, and so he would need to call her in. And even then, it was a big, like, well, even now, I'm still going to ally with Loki first.
Yeah. Like, yeah, why he didn't call Captain Marvel before then? Who knows? It's Fury. He's weird and crazy.
Yeah, like, we see him visually, like, clearly he knows he can do it, but instead he chose to ally himself with Loki.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I feel like that also ties, like, this is really, really perfect characterization for Fury. Like, also the fact that the what-if, the divergence point is, if he were, like, if he went harder on trying to get Hope to become a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because, yeah, he would have definitely got her killed at some point.
Yeah.
This is all his fault, and I think, the ending with Loki is a very clear, you're not supposed to buy Fury's words of, like, I'm doing it all for the greater good, and this all, makes sense. Like, he is extremely fallible. He fucked this one up. He delivered the world to Loki on a silver platter, just for the satisfaction of being able to beat Hank.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, the only, like, that is my only, like, issue with this is that, like, I think it puts Fury in too much of a good light.
Okay.
Even though, like, I don't think, again, as you say, he gives the world to Loki on a silver platter and that, but it's also like, but it's fine. He'll fight Loki and win in the end and that. But I don't know. I feel like the MCU has been half and half, but I feel like it is, I don't know how to put it. Like, they don't go super heavy on Fury being, an awful person, but more so than this did, I feel like.
True, I'd say that. Because, like, the MCU makes a pretty clear point of S.H.I.E.L.D. is fundamentally bad, and they bring it up, but very lightly, because the movies also don't want to do a big, like, and now we have to interrogate this for, like, movies and movies on end.
Yeah. It's like, we've already dealt with this in, The Winter Soldier, and we don't need to keep harping on it. But even then, every time we bring up S.H.I.E.L.D., there's always something horrible they've done.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, don't particularly like the light here of, like, I don't know. It's a little bit too putting Fury in a good light for me. Okay. Which even then says a lot, because this is Fury fucking up in major, major ways.
Yeah, it is a clear, like, the two people who can now protect the world, like, Fury obviously can't, but he's getting Cap out of the ice, he's getting other Cap out of space.
Yeah.
And they have to now fight the entire planet. Like, it ain't good.
It's not good, no.
Yeah. But it is a clear, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, the way in which it's being...
It was more the, like, the talk about, like, what S.H.I.E.L.D. is.
Sure.
Was like, ugh. But yeah, that was my really only issue, was the, like, pretending S.H.I.E.L.D. is not the worst thing in its existence. But, we also had, like, everything was just going Hydra's way. Hydra was not involved in that in any way, and it was just coincidentally going their way.
Yeah, which also does solve the potential problem of, like, well, why didn't Hydra interfere at some points?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's fine up until literally the one day. Like, it only takes Loki one day to rule the world.
Yeah.
And at that point, I imagine Hydra would have some problems.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, I loved the mystery overall of everything.
Yeah, it's
like,
so well done.
To it.
Yeah, because at no point am I like, this is impossible. But at the same time, it's so like, well, even if it is Hydra, or even if it is like Loki using brainwashing, like, how do you account for this? How does that make sense? Nothing quite fits. And then when you get the conclusion that it is in fact Hank, it's like, no, this all makes sense.
I mean, even then we were like, but how Hulk? And then it was like, oh, okay, that's how Hulk.
Made the heart big.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely love that aspect of it. Like, the whole thing, just not knowing where we're going, even as we're, like, killing them all off, and it's like, okay, where are we going from here? How much of this are we going to see? Are we going to go past 2012? I was not expecting Loki to take over the world here, even though it makes sense because there's not any heroes there right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, appreciated everything we got. Again, loved seeing all this, like, early stuff again.
Oh, yeah, because, the MCU rarely ever touches on that kind of stuff. And so I appreciate the big, like, yes, Betty is still a character, still out there, or, like, was out there at the time, just re-acknowledging the movie, The Incredible Hulk. Because that is still
in a really weird way, but yeah.
In a weird way, yeah. Like, it is now canon that Mark Ruffalo was, in fact, like, Bruce Banner looked like him at that point in time. That is canon now.
What bothers me, so truly, I would not have a problem with this in any way whatsoever if it was Mark Ruffalo as, the Incredible Hulk. How do I put this? In this universe, or in this show, whatever, they're saying Mark Ruffalo was there during the Incredible Hulk. Okay. But they are also saying, no, he wasn't. Like, in the beginning, we see it's not him. So then, what happened? Like, let me go back to this again. Yeah, when the Watcher is, like, talking about all of them, we see Banner...
Norton.
Yeah, like, we see Banner after the experiment, and that's clearly Edward Norton, right?
Yeah.
That's not Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
so
you're
what
right.
the fuck... Why did you do that?
Yeah. Because I will admit, during the reaction, you were saying that, and I was still like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, that is 100% Edward Norton.
So, what does this mean? He was Edward Norton.
He does
mutate. He mutates into Mark Ruffalo midway through the movie. But if you go back and rewatch the Incredible Hulk movie, you have to know this was Mark Ruffalo, but also was Edward Norton at the same time.
Oh,
no! What does that mean?
Oh no!
This implies it's so confusing. Why would you do that?
Oh no!
Because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, okay, cool. We are establishing he was that skinny, and then
he gets bigger.
He buffs out. He works out a lot, and then in Avengers, that's why he looks like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
facial changes, whatever. It's a different actor, whatever. But why is he so skinny here when the experiment happens? But then he is buff during the movie, which is not. Well, he is skinny during. What is that? What?
I suppose that means that when the experiment happens, then when he flees to South America, at some point there, he then becomes Mark Ruffalo.
I guess, but then there's also when they point out that he is a skinny, frail man in the movie and everything like that. What am I supposed to picture when I'm watching that now? This breaks my brain. We were just talking about oh yeah, if we got a flashback to Iron Man 1 and we saw Rhodey, but he was the new Rhodey,
actor,
that would be that would be weird. But I wasn't this is another level of showing them both. What the hell? I truly don't understand.
Oh no!
But yeah, getting man, Coulson too horny. Too horny, too gay.
No, it finally happens.
It finally happens.
Gay, actually.
You are too gay when you're sniffing a corpse. I'm putting my foot down.
Of all the things we were getting, What If, I was not expecting Fury and Coulson smelling Thor's corpse and going oh, it smells so good. Oh, it still smells so good.
And they do point out it is rotting. It's not even they're keeping it refrigerated so they could keep an eye on it. They just put it on the table and let it rot.
Yeah, Asgardian flesh just smells good when it rots.
I guess so. What a weird tidbit. Also, loved getting more of Ross. Well, both Rosses, I guess. But really liked getting Betty Ross. Cannot picture these two together, Mark Ruffalo and her, at all. And I will say Mark Ruffalo and not Bruce Banner.
I mean, because they're both Bruce Banner, but now we have the different shapes.
Yeah. I mean, still, no matter how much the MCU I've watched, I have not gotten to the point in which I like Mark Ruffalo over Edward Norton. It does not matter how many years it's been, I still think Edward Norton is the better Hulk. Likewise, the courtyard fight was, so far, all the stuff has been like, oh man, what they can do in animation is actually like, things can be, one, much faster and still look really good, and like Black Widow doing the fight where she just has like flash punches where she's just punching so fast. But that, like, Hulk fight was the only one where it was like, they did more with that in live action than they did in animation.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Hulk in this one, just because, like, this was a very ambitious episode. It was the big, like, we need to essentially do all of these movies all at the same time in different places, all the different assets. But yeah, like, there's a lot of, like, there's that one like, when he transforms, it's just a big zoom in on his face. Yeah. And a lot of the fighting is just big zoom in on the Hulk, so you don't have to, like, draw the backgrounds as he's just, like, flailing around. It's okay, but that's like the one thing I thought wasn't that cool. Whereas like all the Yellow Jacket stuff, you know, once we saw it, very cool. You know, Loki invading Midgard, very cool.
Oh yeah, the Loki stuff was good. Only thing I can say, or just about the whole show in general, stubble doesn't look good. They have that, like, you know, we're just gonna put the stubble over the face, and like, like Steve didn't look good, Loki doesn't look good, Coulson doesn't look good. It doesn't look good really with any of these characters.
Yeah, CG stubble in general is rough. Like, even with like Age of Ultron Hulk, where like he's got the stubble, then
hate it.
Terrible. Clean shaven Hulk looks so good, even if he's like, you know, lower quality, like in the Incredible Hulk. Stubble's just not good. Just don't do stubble.
Just don't do stubble.
Unless you're a human being live action, stubble is just not a good one. Even as a human being, stubble's not always great.
Yeah. Oh. But Hank Pym's design, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, so cool that we got him in the suit doing, like, shit in this. Like, I mean, again, as a villain, we already talked about that, but it's just so cool. It's so fucking cool. And the Yellow Jacket suit and everything.
Yeah, like, implying that, you know, Yellow Jacket was something he was maybe thinking of in the Sacred Timeline. Yeah. But he was just like, no, I'm not going to weaponize it. That's fucked up. But here he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to avenge my daughter.
And, like, his dying, or not dying, but, you know, being taken away, the last thing he says, like, if you actually cared that much about Hope, honor her. Nothing. Not a thing. Doesn't do that at all.
Yeah. Sold the world to Loki.
It really felt like a, you know, okay, well, he's gonna at least do something for Hope now that he said that. Nope. Just truly doesn't give a fuck about any of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yeah. Like, it is a fundamental, like, Hank fucked the entire world, but also I'm on his side emotionally. I get it. Like, this was, you know, seeing it all in context. Like, even if, you know, I don't want, like, Tony to die here for whatever reason, but I appreciate the catharsis of, like, I'm avenging my daughter by killing all the Avengers.
Yeah. Like, Fury was right. He created the Avenger. What, singular, but he created the Avenger.
He did it.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, if I put myself in that character's shoes, would I do the same thing? And it's like, yeah, I would do everything he did, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe not Thor, because that one's a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, that's the villain line. That is the thing, like, well, you could have potentially recruited him, so I killed him anyways. But I do appreciate that they noted that. It was the big, like, this is the list of Avengers candidates, which are all the Avengers we got, except for no Cap, because Cap was not found yet, and no Thor, because why would they know about Thor at that point?
Yeah. And you have to do that, because even if they left Thor out, then it's like, Thor could probably stop all of Loki and all that just by himself. Like, it depends, because would he be given the hammer, and will he be worthy at that point, and, like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But, for the most part.
Yeah. Really cool seeing, you know, Sif and the Warriors 3 alongside Loki, because they're avenging Thor now.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine, you know, I don't know how Odin feels about this, but I imagine he's probably not that fussed, actually.
Yeah.
Because Loki has a very clear, like, good reason why he did this. It is they murdered Thor during his big quest to prove he was worthy. Now we will never have someone who can lift the hammer because no one that good.
Yeah. Like, yeah, fully get why Odin would allow it. Also, Odin's Odin, so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, he only needs a little bit of blood, and he'll go back to, you know, his warmongering state, I think.
It's so weird, because I think of Odin as the god that loves Earth, but in the MCU, he's the god who hates Earth.
Yeah, he just chills out a lot by the time we get to the MCU.
Yeah. But, Yeah, also, I love the beginning where we just thought, like, oh, they just accidentally killed Tony. They just fucked that one up.
What if Tony was just allergic?
Yeah. Yeah, really cool shit with Black Widow as well here. Also, very funny that, like, out of all the Avengers, they could really only get Jeremy Renner and Mark Ruffalo. They were the only two who were like, I got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
But, like, everybody else in the show was doing the big, like, I don't want to fucking do that. Like, they can't get anybody back with this fucking show. I'm surprised they got Tom Hiddleston, because he's pretty big as well.
I mean, they probably had him for Loki, maybe? No. Because this would have been done way before then.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. But, like, for a voice acting role, it's not like they have to, like, do anything. I mean, like, well, to be fair, most of these are actors, so they're not,
like they're actual actors.
So they would have to come in.
Yeah. They'd have to get voice direction and all that as well, because they don't, it's a different type of acting.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, like, yeah, most, actors cannot do voice acting very well. I understand that. But for something like this, where it's like they're literally supposed to be these characters from the MCU, you should try a little bit harder, I think. Pay them a little bit more. You can afford it. But yeah, glad the people who do come back.
Yeah, because to be fair, like on the flip side, we do get a fair number of people who do come back.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm surprised they're not fighting harder for all these people. In the way that they would for an actual movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Either way. That's basically all I have to say for this. Like, it's hard to say, like, what would this mean for the MCU going forward? Because it really is dependent on, like, Captain Marvel would be able to stop Loki and the Asgardians, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just kind of, like, Ultron would never happen.
All the Guardian stuff still happens, as normal out in space.
Yeah.
Thanos not really affected.
Yeah. Would they get the Tesseract? What happens with the Tesseract?
Because, they're not testing it for any reason at this point.
Yeah. And, like, Loki probably wouldn't come through again if he's, like, soundly defeated here and not brought back to Asgard and fought there.
Yeah, it really depends on whether Loki gets completely ousted here, or if they just push him to a, like, well, sure, I guess Asgard's now part of the UN.
Trying to take over all the world and then going to, okay, you can still be a part of the UN, though.
Because I think if Loki is satisfied with, his conquering of Earth to some extent, then he probably wouldn't want to join Thanos. It'd be the big why. Yeah,
that's a good point. Because this would be before any of that.
Yeah.
Because this would be before Thor fought him in Thor... Wait. Thor fights him in Thor 2, not Thor 1, right?
They also fight in original Thor.
They do? Is that when he throws off the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because...
he comes home after the Avenger and fights him, or after the Destroyer, and fights him
Loki
there.
activates the Viprost and tries to use it to destroy Jotunheim.
Right.
Yeah.
So, none of that happened. So, he would not be dropped off the bridge, would not find Thanos, so he doesn't have any connection to Thanos at this point whatsoever at all.
Yeah. Thanos at some point would just come to Earth and be like, hey, I want the stone.
Yeah.
Or just teleport in, grab the stone, and leave, depending on where it is.
And Captain Marvel probably not going to be much of a help. She's probably going to piss off immediately again.
Yeah.
Who knows what the fuck's happening with her at any given point during this franchise.
Yeah.
I would like what if Captain Marvel was around? Like, I'm not going to get off her back about never being around until we find out what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
It cannot have taken her that long to find this girl a home. There's no way.
Yeah, like in the same way that I appreciate this for being the big, here's everything in sequence, for like Captain Marvel 2, I do want to see the big, like, here is the timeline of what Carol's life has been up to this point. Or, it's like a montage or something. Yeah. Because I want to get those gaps filled. Even if it's something that I don't like, I at least need them to be filled.
Yeah. Like, I would just want a, like, give me a one-shot that is just the Watcher telling me what happened. Just tell me what happened. I mean,
they got the Watcher now. They have the power. He could just be like, hey, so here's some shit that we don't want to put in the movies.
Yeah. Do a show that is just Watcher tales, not what if. I mean, they're never going to do that, but no. I would love it. It's so hard to, like, tell us. I mean, you could tell a story of what Carol was doing there. You could tell a story of what Cap was doing post-Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
Give me that. You could tell a story there. It's not, like, hard to do that. It's not like...
Yeah, like, we're getting the Spider-Man animated thing, and that's the least of what I want in terms of, like, filling a gap. I don't want to fill in the Tom Holland gap.
He didn't do anything.
He shouldn't have done anything.
There's no crime in New York in this universe, apparently.
If he was doing stuff, that would contradict Homecoming.
Yeah. Like, I'm so curious what that animated thing... We shouldn't be talking about it here.
Yeah.
But you brought it up. I'm so curious what the fuck that's gonna be. Because that's the big thing where it's like, I might hate it because that might retcon stuff that then makes it so, you know, Homecoming and all that shit can't have happened the way it did.
Right. It's...
Like, he hasn't really faced any villains up to Homecoming, and that includes, you know, a guy with a unique gun, even, or something.
Yeah, like he was, like until Civil War, he spent like 4 to 6 months or so, just kind of like zipping around New York, like stopping like, you know, people snatching purses and stuff.
Yeah, like the smallest, like, not anything you imagine Spider-Man actually solving.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the robbery at the ATM was like the first time where he stopped something like that. They had a deleted scene where he stopped like some Magia people, but that was like, you know, that's a deleted scene, so that is not canon.
No.
But, yeah, it's weird because he didn't really do anything at all, so it's like, what the fuck is that going to be about?
Yeah.
What could they possibly do? Yeah, I'm barely related to this in any way, but just remembered, in the T'Challa one, they were saying something about, like, oh, always good to kill a Skrull, or something like that. So I wonder if in that universe the Skrulls were evil.
Or they might just be racist.
Yeah, maybe. That seemed like a very Kree thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a Kree that said that, but...
I don't think so.
Yeah. But either way. Maybe there's still just, like, a universal thing of, like, oh, we all hate the Skrulls. But I thought that was just a Kree thing, but who knows?
If only we had more information.
If only we knew.
But yeah, so Guardians basically untouched up until...
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Thanos probably going to be a huge problem without the Avengers. We also have plenty of the other ones as well.
Yeah.
But
Doctor Strange's still around. Doctor Strange doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, like with Thanos, like Thanos coming to Earth to get the Tesseract. What else would be on Earth? Just Tesseract, right?
Yeah, because actually, Time Stone as well.
Time Stone.
Sorcerers
yes.
have Time Stone.
Yes, Time Stone and Tesseract.
Yeah, just those two though. Because Thanos would already have the Mind Stone. Then the Reality Stone would still be in Asgard, or no, in Asgard because. Wait, who had it?
The Reality Stone?
Yeah.
Was in Asgard, because that happened in Thor 2.
Yeah.
And without Jane or Thor, that wouldn't have happened. So it would still be there.
So yeah, they just have to pop over and get that.
Yeah.
Soul Stone, they just need to go trade someone with Red Skull.
And Asgard might be absolutely fucked if, you know, most of forces are here, and they might get, like, decimated by Captain Marvel. So, Asgard's gonna get absolutely fucked. Earth... probably gonna get fucked by Thanos.
Yeah.
And like that also means like the final fight's probably not gonna be on Earth. The final fight's probably gonna be on Nova Prime or something.
Yeah, because if he just is on Earth,
or
he's
Xandar or wherever the fuck the planet's called.
Yeah, I believe it's Xandar.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Thanos just naturally does the I kill half of the population just because I'm here.
Yeah.
So he's probably just gonna do that the manual way on Earth.
Yeah, I imagine Captain Marvel's not gonna help with that because it takes a long time for her to get back. So that'd be fucked.
Yeah. Power Stone, the Guardians have that. That'll probably be about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, pretty fucked when it comes to Thanos in this reality.
Yeah, like the Avengers are necessary for fighting Thanos.
Yeah. That's the big one that always comes around. Like, well, when you get to Endgame and Infinity War, might be fucked.
Yeah, but at least in this timeline, Ego is solved because Peter's not really affected by that, by any of the shits.
Yeah.
So, Ego doesn't destroy the universe, but Thanos will reduce Earth to a quarter because he'll manually kill half of them, and then he'll snap half again.
Now, the T'Challa thing, we talked down Thanos, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if that didn't happen and Thanos was still an issue and everything, I mean, honestly, if just Peter Quill died at any point randomly, it would be better for the universe than him surviving because we would have defeated Thanos and not had to, you know, have half the universe get destroyed.
You said any point, but I would say it has to be after Guardians 2.
Sure.
Because he needs to stop his dad. But
if he dies, then his dad can't do what he needs to do.
Oh, you know, never mind, you're right.
So just if he dies at any point.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind, I agree with you.
Honestly, if he died before Guardians 2, it would be even better, because his dad started to do that and murdered a bunch of people on all the planets when the big wave thing started happening.
Yeah.
So it would be beneficial for the universe for Peter Quill to die.
Oh no! Is there any reason why Peter needs to survive?
There's no reason why he needs to be alive.
Oh, no!
He only makes the universe worse.
Oh no!
It's true.
I mean, that would be one hell of a what if. Like, the what if Peter died, very young. Like, what if he died before the aliens kidnapped him?
Yeah. What if he just starved to death on this ship?
Because you made a very good point, and I would be agreeable to counterpoints. If you're in the if you're out there watching this, tell me in the comments why Donut is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I would love it if one of the later what ifs is what if Peter died as a kid?
Yeah.
And then we go through it naturally, and it is either the big no, the world is better off, or if it is like no, for whatever reason that would be worse off logically.
Like Ronan would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Ronan would be pretty bad, but also like. You would hope there's someone else that fucking does something about that. You would hope somebody else fucking helps. But it seems like there's not a lot of powerful people out in the universe. They're all on Earth.
Yeah, like the Earth. Yeah, Earth is unbelievably special.
Yeah.
And Ronan with one Power Stone should be enough to just kind of keep on destroying planets however he wants until maybe Captain Marvel stops him.
And again, it shouldn't be on Peter to save the universe from Ronan because he's willing to do something about it.
Yeah.
Rather than like the Nova, who should do something about it, but too politics to do anything about it.
Like, it's wild that Ronan's big power thing is just that he's willing to do shit, and the crew are all like, listen, he's not with us.
Yeah.
So we can't do anything about it. Like, that's the reason why no one can touch him.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of... And, like, that leads to him then killing Thanos' best friend, which then makes Thanos' army unbelievably weak, because without his best friend, he doesn't have the story. Like, Ronan does so much entirely because nobody wants to do anything about him.
Yeah.
I mean, if Captain Marvel had killed Ronan back when, she was just in front of him and went,
world would be a much better place.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have destroyed an entire planet.
Yeah. Like, at minimum, at least that could have been solved.
Yeah. But yeah, now, it's so weird to imagine a universe in which the, like, quote-unquote Avengers, for a while, are Captain America and Captain Marvel. That's it. Yeah. This is also a universe in which Coulson doesn't die.
No.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. be damned.
Yeah, so Coulson's there. T'Challa's still in Wakanda.
Yeah.
I mean, Wakanda would help a lot considering Wakanda was like most of the fighting force in Infinity War.
So, like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go about this.
Yeah.
When did the thing happen with Pietro and Wanda? The missile?
That happens when they were kids, like sometime in the 90s.
So way before any of this shit.
Yeah.
So that would still be a problem, like, in terms of, like, I was like, would that still happen? Yeah, because that happens when they're kids. That would be way before.
Yeah. However, they wouldn't have their powers awoken, because Hydra had the Mind Stone, and that's what they used in order to awaken their powers.
I mean, like, based off WandaVision,
like Wanda,
she might have gotten it anyway.
Yeah, like, Wanda was always a, reality witch, Scarlet Witch, but...
Quicksilver
almost certainly not. Quicksilver ain't shit.
What do you mean? How do you know? What is he then?
I assume he actually did get his powers from the stone then.
Okay. I don't know. We don't know one way or another.
We don't know for sure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
The Power Stone didn't seem to give Wanda anything. It just unlocked it easier, which probably would have come out on its own anyway. I mean, she was using magic by herself anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, it just made it stronger, to the point where she is now. Which maybe is a better thing, now that she's not enslaving people in a town and everything like that.
Yeah.
Might better. But at the same time, also kind of worse, because that would mean no Vision again.
Yeah.
Versus, like, right now we have two Visions.
Got two Visions. And, to be fair, it's a real 50-50 because we don't know if Wanda's good or evil.
Yeah. I mean, she's good. She's good with questionable things. Like, she didn't know what she was doing for a while, and then it was complicated. Like, I'm on Wanda's side. I'm not on saying they don't know what you did for them.
They don't know what you did.
I hate that line, but I'm still on Wanda's side. Again, it's like the Hank Pym thing here, where it's like, Hank Pym is the villain here. If I was in his shoes, I would do everything the exact same way he did. If I was in Wanda's shoes, I wouldn't even do what she did. I would keep those people trapped in that town because I am that selfish.
Yeah.
I am a villain. I recognize that.
I mean, that's the appeal of villainy, though. It is you can have what you want, but reality or the law or this or that is keeping you from it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, how much are you willing to violate, other people's, how much are you willing to invalidate what other people want to get what you want?
Yeah. And it's the kind of thing of, like, would I do these things just of my own volition? No. But it's like putting myself in their shoes. If I went through trauma on the scale that Wanda has gone through, yeah, I would be doing that too. It's not excusable, but it is recognizing I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I can't fully fault them for it. I can go like, this is a bad thing, but I understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of recruiting the Avengers, because, like, also, what's gonna happen with S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra and stuff like that? Like, now, they would have been more suspicious about Hydra, but now it wasn't Hydra, so they're actually not suspicious about that anyway.
Yeah.
But it was all working for Hydra, and now Hydra might be going under the radar easier, or harder, because it's like, is Fury going to be paying more attention to this stuff, or less internal and now focus more external if something starts to happen?
Yeah. Because also, it's the big, what would you do to protect humanity? Like, do you take any means necessary? Because that would be a big one if the Hydra inside S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, hey, we can do Project Insight and just boop, boop, boop all of the, all of the Asgardians.
Yeah.
Or, like, what if, they do in fact beat the Asgardians with help of the Caps, but then something else arises? I feel like humanity would be pretty in favor of some real fucked up shit after the Loki invasion.
Yeah. Also, man, imagine Captain America coming out of the fucking ice and being like, did we win the war? Yeah, but there's another, group of people that are taking over the Earth because they think they're better than us.
Oh, yeah. It's supremacists all the way down.
Oh, man. But yeah, in terms of recruiting people, who would they get? Like, Sam Wilson would never become an Avenger.
No.
Like, that's such a coincidental sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, well, to be fair, Captain America's still around, all that shit might still happen the same way.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just, like, does Captain America run next to this guy?
Yeah. Like, correcting for the butterfly effect of just, like, everything would be different.
Yeah.
Like...
It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was just, they ran together, and, that was just the connection.
Yeah, it was just I can't think of anyone else I could trust at all.
Yeah. So, who else we got, that would still, get recruited? Maybe, because that's a maybe.
Yeah.
Everything going on with Bucky and Zemo, Zemo's whole plan, as insane and stupid as it was, would not work, because... Iron Man's not around. He's dead. So what's Zemo gonna fucking do?
I mean, there's no Sokovia. No Sokovia incident, rather.
Yeah, that's true.
So Zemo has no, I need to do this.
He's just a rich-ass baron.
Yeah, he's just a baron. His life is great. His kids are probably still alive.
I mean, let's be honest. His life's still pretty great even after all that shit. He really sold us on a false idea of what he was.
I can't. That episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier is still one of my favorites, just for the big, oh, by the way, I've been a baron all along. I got all these cars. I'm doing great. My manservant's been waiting for you this entire time.
Got a private jet. Insane. And yeah, what else?
Yeah, because no Vision, obviously, because no Ultron.
No Vision. No, Wanda and Pietro joining, I imagine.
Probably not. They might be minorly radicalized out there, but...
And still probably... I mean, what was the big thing that, pushed them to joining Hydra? Because they didn't join when they were children, right? They joined when they were teenagers.
Yeah.
And I think that was when Stark was doing I'm putting a bunch of police robots everywhere.
Yeah, it was the, I'm now redeeming myself that then caused them to, get really Joker-pilled.
Yeah.
But...
Joker-pilled.
Yeah, but Tony never redeems himself here because he dies.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they would, get fully radicalized into, we want to be Nazis because we hate Stark so much. It would just be, in general, we hate Stark, but also he fucking died.
Yeah, it would be a bitter pill to swallow because it's well, the guy who we would blame is now dead, and, should we be happy about this? I guess, yeah. But that's also now we couldn't do anything about it, so that sucks.
Also, our country's probably not doing good because of the whole Asgard invasion.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's dealt with by that point, but also, like, currently as it's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Wanda and Pietro would probably just be people. Like, you know, they're unrelated to the Avengers, not radicalized, but probably just people. Again, might be better for them to not have been Nazis and then enslaved some people and died.
Yeah, I feel like it could clean up their lives a lot.
Yeah. Who else we got? That might still be. We don't have many people. Sam Wilson is one of the big ones that is like a maybe.
Yeah, because
Bucky eventually, I guess. Like, 'cause he would still be the Winter Soldier and everything.
Yeah.
It would just be like, he wouldn't have crimes pinned on him because of Zemo and everything. So
yeah, but he would still probably be sent out at some point.
Yeah. But, like, everything in the Winter Soldier probably still happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Except, without Romanoff there, it might not go that well. Cap might die there, honestly.
Cap might be fucked.
Cap might fucking die.
Yeah.
Oof. It's a rough one, because, I don't know what he would do without Romanoff in that movie.
Yeah, he desperately needs her in that movie.
Yeah.
He can't do spy shit. So, yeah, there's that. We might not get a redeemed Bucky. He might just be the Winter Soldier until he dies.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough, because, Cap might die, Hydra might win.
Yeah.
Hydra might win.
With how fucked up the outside world is, there's no way Wakanda decides now's the time to reveal ourselves. Like, no, they're still hidden.
Fuck that shit.
The Ten Rings are probably also going like, fuck this, we're not hiding, we're not coming out.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Vonko wouldn't do anything either. You would just, wouldn't do shit.
Yeah. You might just file an application for the patent for the arc reactor and go like, this is me now.
Oh, shit, fuck. If Thanos went and got the Reality Stone, he would awaken the Dark Elves.
Oh, yeah!
So, yeah.
I mean, Thanos might be able to beat the Dark Elves.
Oh, yeah, probably. He could smack them around a few times. Spank them and send them on their way. Back to the darkness. Yeah. Why am I blanking on, like, so many of the Avengers? Like, Doctor Strange, why would he become an Avenger? I mean, he's not even an Avenger.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be. It's just at some point. I mean, before Steven gets indoctrinated, before he hurts his hands or anything, like the three. Oh, I can never remember what they are. The Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah,
would probably just be attacked by Thanos at some point to get the Time Stone.
Yeah.
So either we have sorcerers who are just now like without those bases, and so the world might just be attacked by eldritch beings beyond our comprehension, or like they get all their shit beaten by Thanos, or I guess they might be public.
And if Caecilius could take them down, they could stand no chance.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Thanos just needs to have more than one member of the Dark Order per place.
Yeah, that's true. They only got one.
And he got 4 at least.
Yeah. No Spider-Man in terms of, like, being an Avenger.
Yeah, he's just a kid.
For the neighbor Spider-Man, no way he would get involved with this shit.
Oh, no.
Because, like, I mean, why would he? It would be insane. He was dragged into it. No, no
Scott Lang.
Yeah, definitely no Scott Lang. No Hope. Janet, probably still lost in the dimension of Tiny.
Still Tiny forever.
Who else?
Oh, boy.
So many fucking people.
Yeah, I mean, Shang-Chi now, just a kid.
Yeah, just a kid. Yeah, wouldn't have any connection there. Man, like, there's no Avengers. There's the only Avenger I can think of that maybe we Avenger is fucking Sam Wilson. Like, Rhodey?
Maybe
they would ask Rhodey instead of... But he... No, because the armor would still be built.
Yeah, because Iron Man 2 still would have... Like, the general Iron Man 2 would still be around.
The general Iron Man 2?
Because A Furious Big Week takes place during Iron Man 2.
Right.
Not original
Iron Man. Yes.
Yeah, so War Machine would still be around.
Yeah, War Machine would still be around. They'd probably ask him to join, but he is also a big military guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even still currently, he's not really an Avenger, he's a military person. So, don't know if he would really be an Avenger, but we got War Machine and Sam Wilson and Captain America and Captain Marvel, who's probably not going to be around.
Yeah.
So we really got Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Rhodey. Not a good team.
Well, very bad. Oh boy, I'm glad Guardians aren't being touched by this because we're really going to have to lean on them.
Yeah, but why are they going to come down to Earth?
Oh, they're not.
Why did they come down to Earth the first time? It was just because they got... no. they were going after Thanos and they met up with them on the fucking nowhere, right?
Yeah, like they don't come to Earth until like the finale of Endgame, really.
Yeah. They met up with them during that fight thing,
or like before Endgame actually. Two of them show up, and then yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Not a great place to live,
No, pretty rough, pretty shit. I guess they would get Abomination and they'd say, well, I guess he's well, what happened? There was no Blonsky in this
there's no
universe.
Blonsky.
What the fuck happened there? Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck happened there.
I guess he may have just been out there, but Hulk never got to punch him.
Maybe.
Because, that is the fight where, he runs at the Hulk and the Hulk punches him into a tree.
Yeah.
So if that never happens, he's just a guy with some super soldier serum.
Yeah, it's true he doesn't get it a second time.
Yeah.
He might be in the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's got super soldier shit, and it's pretty good. Yeah. It didn't fuck him up, really.
Yeah, because he's not getting the Hulk blood. The Hulk blood really fucked him up.
Yeah. Yeah. It is interesting, like, why didn't they do that again? It worked the first time.
I'm guessing it's because he then got Hulk blooded, and they're like, okay, so the whole thing is pretty fucked up.
But, like, it's just interesting the government would not continue to make more super soldiers after it worked on Blonsky. I never honestly thought about that, but, like, it did work on him.
Yeah.
It just didn't work on him when they gave him more.
Yeah. So, I guess it just got shelved at some points.
Yeah.
But, I can buy it as just oversight, or, they overlooked it.
Yeah, that feels crazy because they are obsessed with that shit.
True.
Like, that feels a little bit iffy, but I never thought about that up to this point, to be fair. Just now occurred to me, why is that the case? But yeah, don't know what, I guess Blonsky was still there. But yeah, he wouldn't be the Abomination, he would just be normal Blonsky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be definitely no, like, Samuel Stearns getting that in, so that wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anybody else that would be able to help Earth? But no, I think we're going a little bit too long with this one.
I think so.
But I like thinking about this stuff, but
yeah. And this is the one that really shakes everything, whereas the other two were more of a, like, affects a pocket, and then there's this one thing that would really kind of go crazy.
Yeah. If we are forgetting any, like, big Avenger characters, let us know.
Yeah, please.
I feel like we're definitely forgetting somebody, but I can't think about who it would be. But I think we covered all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? It's not explicitly canon or anything like that, but this would honestly be a world that probably relies very heavily on the Defenders. Because, like, I feel like a lot of them would step up to this. Like, Danny would definitely do this. Matt would definitely do this. They would. Jessica would not. Luke would not. Punisher would not. But you got Danny and you got Matt. They're going to come out there. Matt could honestly probably do some shit. I was going to say he might not be able to really do anything, but he could do some shit. Stick would also be a big help. Stick would be a big part of it. Yeah. But I feel like, the Iron Fist would help a lot. So those two would be beneficial.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you guys next one. This was quite a long one.
So long.
See you for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.